how do you measure training ROI?
Well, you know, it's interesting. I think it goes back to the individual training plans. I'll give you an example because I think that probably is the best way to describe it. I had an employee a few years ago who asked me, you know, when we talked about what aspirationally was really, you know, what do they want to do? They said, well, you know, I want your job. And I said, okay, that's good to know. Well, let's talk about what it is that you need to be able to get there. And so we then did a bunch of, you know, exercises, some of which were provided by the company and some of which I had, you know, gone through over the years, and so I saved. And it included understanding what skills you have, what skills you need, what experiences you have, what experiences you need, and putting that plan together. And then, you know, it's interesting because this particular employee was a critical employee. She happened to be one of two people who were my potential successors and part of my succession plan. If I lost her, which was possible, I would be in a bad spot because she was also managing a large part of the organization. And she was also responsible for some of the innovation that was going on in the team. We had some very innovative projects going on, and she had a real bent towards this. Plus, she was not from the United States, and she had a global view. So there were so many reasons to try to keep her engaged. And so it was an example of keeping her active and engaged through her learning plan. So she proceeded down that plan, and you know, we step by step, you know, she went through each thing that we needed to do. And I would measure her specific ROI on the ROI of the projects that she managed because she was still there. She was a flight risk had I not done this. And so I'm happy to say that she'd moved on to other roles after I left that were more expansive, is on the verge, in fact, I believe right now, on actually taking a role that was similar to mine. And so I'm very proud of her. Yeah, what I was really happy to see is that her learning plan didn't stop when I left. She continued on with it, and I think that, so I would measure ROI by the successes associated with the people with whom you've invested in learning. I think you can really get to that directly, and there are many times when people, you know, aren't going to grow, they're not going to be able to take on additional projects. You can also expand them into areas that they wouldn't otherwise have, and then you can take the ROI of those projects. So I'm a very big believer in tying directly the projects on which someone is working and leading related to the training they've received to be capable of leading those projects effectively.